Good day, everyone. I am Maria Sefina Bartolo Cariaga. I'll be discussing the Chapter 5, the Information Access and Government Transparency. Little friends, did you know that the word bank put its e-governance refers to the use of information and communication technologies to improve the efficiency, effectiveness, transparency, and accountability of the government. Motivation. Imagine a society where people are more likely to use e governance tools if they are easy to get to, have simple interfaces, and seem to offer benefits. For objectives, number one is to enhance public accountability, to promote citizen participation, to prevent corruption and fraud, to improve efficiency in public services, to ensure equal access to government information, to strengthen trust in government, and the last is to support evidence based policy making. For our first objective is to enhance public accountability. The government's actions and spending should be transparent. This will prevent power abuse and keep things fair. People may hold government leaders responsible using public information, procurement data, and government funds. The second objective is to promote citizen participation. Create an open democracy by allowing people to participate in government using digital means. When informed people participate more in government. Our third objective is to prevent corruption and fraud. Making government operations more transparent reduces corruption, dishonesty, and poor government management. Our fourth objective is to improve efficiency in public services. Digitalization can reduce government delays and improve public service delivery. Digitizing services speeds up and simplifies access. Our fifth objective is to ensure equal access to government information. Let everyone, regardless of income or location, access government data and services. Digital tools like Open Data Philippines and government web apps allow everyone to access information and services. Our sixth objective is to strengthen trust in government. Open, honest, and responsible government builds trust in public organizations. Openness and honesty boost confidence and democracy. Our last objective is to support evidence based policy making. Use thorough, accurate, and current data to inform policies and choices. Open data and real time government information aid decision making. So these goals make government more accountable, efficient, and participatory. However, we must address issues like digital literacy, safety, and access to achieve those goals. Once these issues are resolved, e-governance can fulfill its promise of open and responsive government. For our case study, the Philippine Government Electronic Procurement System or the PhilGEPS. To make government more transparent and information more accessible, the Philippines has advanced in e-governance. The PhilGEPS was established to make government buying more transparent, reduce corruption, and ensure public dollars are used properly. What are the key features in implementation? Established in 2000, it became the primary government purchasing hub. Everyone may see their bids and activities there. Second, PhilJEPS requires agencies to submit procurement papers. The public can see real-time government spending. And the last one is the real-time data. PhilJEPS provides information on contracts, suppliers, project status, and bid outcomes. The impact on transparency. Number one is public accountability. Residents can monitor government procurement and report issues. Second, the digitalization of procurement processes reduces corruption by preventing under the table deals and ensuring fair and open bidding for contracts. Last one is the accessibility. Open procurement data gives small and large firms equal opportunities to bid for government contracts. So here some challenges faced. Digital divide. Poor internet connectivity in rural areas hinder participation in procurement processes. And implementation resistance. To avoid exposing inefficiencies, some government departments resisted the new method for a long time. So here are discussion questions. Number one, how has the introduction of field reps impacted public procurement transparency in the Philippines? Number two, what are the challenges faced by the Philippine government in fully implementing field reps across all sectors and regions? Number three, what role do private businesses play in ensuring the success of field reps, and how can they benefit from using the system? And the last one, how effective is field reps in preventing fraudulent or under the table deals in government contracts? So let's go for some interesting parts. We have a multiple choice question. Number one, which of the following is the primary objectives of the Philippine government electronic procurement system? Letter A, to simplify the process of government recruitment. Letter B, to provide a platform for public procurement and enhance transparency. Letter C, to manage all government databases, and letter D, to monitor public opinion on government policies. The correct answer is letter B, to provide a platform for public procurement and enhance transparency. The second question, what is the main function of the Freedom of Information Executive Order in the Philippines? Letter A, to restrict access to government records. Letter B, to grant citizens the right to request access to government records. Letter C, to streamline the approval of government projects. And letter D, to promote private sector investment in government services. The correct answer is letter B, to grant citizens the right to request access to government records. Our third questions, which of the following is an example of an open data initiative by the Philippine government? Letter A, PhilSys. Letter B, PhilHealth. Letter C, Open Data Philippines. Letter D, DILG Complaint System. The correct answer is letter C, Open Data Philippines. For our last question, what challenges is most commonly associated with the implementation of e-governance system in rural areas? Letter A, high cost of technology. Letter B, limited internet connectivity and digital literacy. Letter C, excessive public interest in digital services. And letter D, overregulation of government services. The correct answer is letter B, limited internet connectivity and literacy. For a scenario-based case, number one is implementing e-governance in a developing country. Here is the scenario. The government of developing country X struggles with crime, sluggish public service delivery, and low citizen participation. Many government transactions are still done on paper, which is inefficient and unclear. Government information is hard to access, thus, people distrust public agencies. For our guiding questions, number one, how can Contour X ensure that all citizens, including those in remote areas, have equal access to e-governance services? Number two, what strategies can be implemented to increase public awareness and encourage citizens to use transparency tools like FOI and open data platforms? Number three, how can the government protect sensitive information while promoting transparency in governance? For your guidance, here are references. To end this up, thank you so much for your participation and attention. For any inquiries, please don't hesitate to contact me. Thank you, everyone, and good day.